going to be my foundation routine video. I just figured like I would get it out the way so you guys know how I apply my foundation, what products I use, and so forth to get my everyday foundation or my every filming foundation. Anyways, unless stated in the video or you know, in the tutorial, this is what my face tutorial will be. So if you guys want to know how to get this look, I will leave it in the links below once it's uploaded. It's not going to be uploaded until after the foundation routine. But as soon as it's uploaded, I will link it below. And yeah, so if you guys want to see my foundation routine, then keep watching. Alright, let's get started. So the foundation I like to use is the Avon Extra Lasting Foundation, and this one is in medium beige. And I tend to mix this one because for some reason I got a little bit too dark of a color, because as you can see, it's like a lot darker than me. So I like to mix it with a lighter one. So this one is a little bit too light for me. This is the L'Oreal Paris True Match in Nude Beige W3. So I like to mix those two together. But for primer, I'm going to use the Monistat Chafing Gel. This is very similar to the e.l.f. Primer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in areas that I have like any lines, like I have little fine lines underneath my eyes, and I have pretty big pores on my cheeks. So this is where I'm going to start applying it. So, because I want to make sure that it covers and to minimize my pores and any lines. And I do have some breakouts, so hopefully it will even them out as well. So now I just got a little bit more. I'm going to put it on my nose, on my forehead. Make sure you get the cracks of your nose and your chin. So I'm just getting a little bit more. Just because down here I have like bumps and stuff, so I'm trying to even everything out. Now with this, you do want to let it set a minute before you apply your foundation over it. So just as it's drying, just keep working it onto your skin. I have found that this gives me the most flawless application. So while that's drying, I'll tell you about my concealer. So this concealer I made myself. This is a Franken concealer, which a Franken just means that it was made. So what I did was I took the NYX Cover All, or you know, full coverage concealer in orange, and mixed it with the concealer in light to make a peachy orange color. And because you can't see right now, but I do have some discoloration under my eyes, so I'm just going to take a concealer brush and get some of that on there, and I'm just going to apply a little bit just to counteract it. I have some discoloration on the inner corner as well. Let me zoom you guys in so you guys can see a little bit better. So this is what I do to combat any discoloration. My eyes look fairly irritated right now. So they're a little bit red as well. So I'm just gonna use my finger and blend that out a bit. You do not have to have it super like pigmented or anything to get the coverage. You just need something to cancel out the blue tones in your under eyes. Now if your under eyes have more of a purple tone than a blue, then you're going to want to use yellow. So now that I've done that, I'm going to take my foundation. I'm going to put about 4 pumps on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to take, I prefer pumps, but this one doesn't have one, so I'm just going to pour some on there. So you can see the contrast between the two colors. And I'm actually going to use my finger to mix it together since I'm putting it on my own face. Okay, now I'm just going to blot it everywhere. Now the L'Oreal is going to share out my foundation a little bit, but that's fine. But if you want it full coverage, don't mix it. Try to get your right shade and don't mix it. Okay, now I'm just going to get a baby wipe and clean off my hands and stuff. Let me zoom you guys out a little bit so you guys can see the full picture. So now I'm just going to take my Sigma Round Top Kabuki. I like the round one for liquid foundation. So I'm just going to apply it everywhere. Towards my eyes, I'm actually going to stipple, and everywhere else I'm going to buff. And the reason I'm going to stipple under my eyes and not buff is to get that extra coverage right there. So just buff and stipple. I try to make sure that I get my eyelids as well when I put my foundation on. Make sure you bring it down your neck, on your ears. If you're wearing your hair down, you don't have to really cover your ears so much, but I do it in case I decide to tuck my hair behind my ears. And then I'm just making sure that I blend it down my neck. Okay. And once I've done that, I'm going to take that same concealer brush I used earlier, and I'm going to use a baby wipe and just wipe it off. And now I'm going to get into my Pixie Correction Concentrate Concealer in Brightening Peach. Now this is going to help not only cover the dark circles that are left, but it's also going to brighten up my under eye area. So just going to apply it like that. And I really like this stuff because it doesn't have a really heavy or thick consistency. Now you're just going to want to get some type of a blending brush. This is an Eco Tools highlighting brush, so it is circular. It is semi-dense, but it is also fluffy at the same time. And I'm just going to use it to blend out that concealer. I'm just going to blend, blendy. Okay. Now, if that covers everything, that is fine, but on me it doesn't. So I take, this is my Olay concealer, or the CoverGirl and Olay concealer balm, and this is in light medium 340, and I'm just going to kind of dot it. The inner corners are pretty much covered, but there is some that isn't. So I just apply that, and then I go back with my blending brush and I just blend it a little bit more and blend out the other concealer we've added. And then for powder, I like to use this brush. This is the Sephora powder brush. It is actually kind of fluffy, but it's also like flat, so I can just pat the color on. You can also use brushes like this. This is the Coastal Scents flat top brush. These are really, really good. But I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to take my CoverGirl Professional Loose Powder in Translucent Medium. It does have a sponge, but I don't use sponges. I just kind of keep it in there to hold the product down from like flying all over the place. And as you can see, I tapped some into the cap. I actually think I might have tapped a little bit too much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first apply it to the rest of my face, avoiding my under eye area. And you just want to remember, less is more. Do not apply a whole bunch of powder to your face. Apply just enough, and then kind of use your brush to go back and buff it in. And always tap off your brush so you're not getting the full amount. Okay, once you feel like everything is set, then I'm going to go and get, this is a Coastal Scents brush. I'm not sure what brush it is. It's just a fat, fluffy brush. And I'm going to take some of that facial powder, get it on that brush, and I'm going to set my under eyes. Okay. And that is pretty much it for my foundation. If I do feel under my eyes and I do feel like there is some more tackiness, I'll just go back with my powder just to make sure. Now I don't feel any tackiness. Now I'm just going to blend this out. And that is it. So I'll zoom you guys in so you guys can see a little bit better. So my under eyes are pretty much covered at this point. My skin doesn't look horribly cakey, but it's pretty much evened out, except you can see my freckles, which is fine most of the time. Sometimes I don't want to see them at all, so I use a fuller coverage. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I wanted to get this video out the way so you guys know how I do my foundation and I do my concealer. So yeah, don't forget to comment and definitely subscribe if you guys want to see more videos. And if you guys have any suggestions, you're always welcome to leave them in the comments below, and I will definitely try to get to those. And just remember, there is no cosmetic beauty like loving yourself. See you guys later.